Hey, you. We're still out on our morning walk this morning. And I'm curious to know what people think. You guys, first of all, happy 2019 and New Year and all that. And to those who debate whether this is the new year or not, I think that for me, if the sun got to its lowest ebb in Capricorn on the 21st to the 24th and a half, then it started a new cycle on the 25th. I'm not saying that spring doesn't mark whenever spring is, mark a particular moment in that cycle, but I think, like when it crosses over the equator. But what do you want, this stone too? Oh, that's a big stone. That it isn't actually, the beginning of the year. I've seen some blossoms. I know these are pretty hardy things, but I've seen some blossoms that have just popped out in the last few days on some of the trees. So, yeah. Anyway, the calendar says 2019, and it's the second of the first month of that cycle. And personally, it hasn't ended on a high, but I've got I dropped a 2-hour thing yesterday, which grumble. So I'm out strolling today with Alexander and wondering if, as I was talking about love yesterday, and that it's actually meant to be a story about us learning to love. Hey, good morning. Learning to ascend to a love. Then are we meant to love our captors? Are we meant to love our captivity? Are we meant to... Oh God, that doesn't make sense when I say it. There's so much fascinating stuff about our potential history, who we are. Those looking into Tartaria, some interesting wordplay came to mind, and that is that our teeth. What do they say we build up on our teeth? Isn't that Tartar? They build up on our teeth. And that's like an interesting kind of wordplay, isn't it? To suggest that Tartar is some kind of plaque. So yeah, we must be diligent about how we see Tartaria, and how do we know that this isn't just another clever play by the system to say, give us another identity to squabble over and so on, when in fact, it might just be another guise, another hiding place, another sleight of hand. Because why now? Why? How has this history been so suppressed? And how has it been so suppressed? No one you talk to who does history knows about Tartaria really. So who's been sitting on the book? Matt? Who's been sitting on the book, and why are they letting it out now? And we're going back onto the main drag. Sorry for not being totally focused on this. Nice TVR. Aston coming. No, you can't go in the road. You want to go over the road. Damn, that's a nice car. You want to see that? It's really nice. It's too gone. Gone now. Why are you waiting? I'm not sure where he's taking me, but we were meant to be finishing up. Someone said in the comments they agree. I wonder if that's with me. Flat power. Um, Hi Rose Tinted, nice to see you the other night. It was great to have you participate in Truth Talks. Yes. Yes, we have to help others wake up. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That is our duty. Evil flourishes when good men and women do nothing, as they say. So let's not do nothing. But it's in what we do that we are judged. And it's in what we do that we are more or less. I just need a... His socks are getting a little bit long there. Damn, he won't wear shoes yet. It's obviously... Hold on, darling. Let me just... Pull your socks up a little. When your dad says pull your socks up. I just went into a shop, a corner shop, and said to the man, "Oh, I see you selling CBD oil. What do you think about that? Or how's that going?" "Oh, I'm not so sure about it. I can't really. I don't like to be involved in things like this." The guy standing in front of a cabinet full of cigarettes and alcohol. How ignorant are we? Anyway, I explained to him about the endocannabinoid system. I did not get annoyed with him for his ignorance, and I gave him my view on the need for a full spectrum cannabis approach rather than this patchy, profitable, bit by bit, we won't give you the full medicine approach that the government would have us believe is the way forward. I can't believe people are willing to look me in the face and stare blankly when I say your government lied to you. They lied to you, they lied and lied on their lies. And you still look to them for leadership. You still look to them for guidance, for a moral compass. This is where people are at. I can't help that so much. Ooh, don't touch that, darling. No. Don't touch that. That's a poo bag that someone didn't clean up. You don't need that. Pick up instead your bone. He's got a bone, an old bone. It's a stone, not a bone. No, you can't have that, darling. Come, let me carry you. Come, we're gonna carry you. Come here. Come here. Say hello. Yeah, Jim, they've lied. They've lied, and there's just, the lies are so great that Tartaria is fascinating in his ears, and as much as I want to connect to the information that's available, I can't help but think that we know so little, and the lies are so deep that it's like going to a character in a simulation game and saying, you're just a simulation and this isn't real. Okay, they're not sentient. Anyway, you might have missed me saying yesterday, because I killed this video, I don't think we should be wearing headgear. I think that the bowler hats of the olden days were made with lead lining because they wanted to stop the electromagnetic connection between you and the creation or creator. They wanted to curtail that. It may even be part of what the baldness agenda is about, because I'm sure that baldness is an agenda. Premature baldness is an agenda. Electromagnetic control. So that's what they do it for. It's probably why they like us wearing hats, baseball hats. They get actors like Trump or Drumpf, Donald Clump, to wear baseball cap and get all the supporters wearing their caps and their hats. Anyway. not very long. 2019 is going to be a fascinating year, all around. Oh. Is that better? It's going to be a fascinating year all around, and here's something to think about on the mud flood conversation, guys. I may have said this in another hangout, but not everybody gets to listen to everything that's out there, of course, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but at the same time it's worth trying to get these thoughts out if they're not already out there. So let's say that mud flood can happen plain wide at a time, occasionally, let's say every few thousand years. But within those cycles, there are micro cycles where there's a flood, a local flood, a continental flood, a smaller regional flood. And by flood, I don't mean necessarily a tsunami from the ocean. I mean a flood from the land where a section of hill gives way. A water table rises. This is something that I think might be a fascinating addition to the conversation. The water table rises, bringing with it all the underground mud from below. Well, that can be caused by a variety of things. I'd discuss them more at length at another time. But I think what might be happening, possibly one of the thoughts, is that a flood can happen. A flood can happen in a continental region, and they completely decimate that area. We don't hear about it. Might be regions of the earth that we've never heard about, and then say in 100 years time, when enough time has passed and they've gone back and they've cleared that area out, they'll go and put a bunch of people down there. I better get out of the way, someone's trying to run me down. Slightly aggressive driving there. New Year's spirit with him. Are we going to the park, darling? Looks like we're going to the park. This boy's getting heavier by the month, isn't he? Aren't you? So mud flood is a curiosity, isn't it? Because it raises the prospect that we've been flooded out numerous times. That there are, each time we get flooded out, we perhaps lose an amount of skill, knowledge, size, whatever. Or we're shipped in, like an area like this. London's definitely been flooded at least once. There's ample evidence of that. There's ample evidence of flooding, or a rising of the surrounding levels relative to the houses, even here in my Bromley area. And we don't know about it. We don't remember this. So something immensely clever is being pulled. Some immensely clever wool is being pulled over our eyes. I'm not being presumptuous enough to suggest that we now have the knowledge such that the wool won't be pulled over our eyes again, and we aren't being corralled into these cities. Think about it. We're either being corralled into these cities so that they get a maximal hit, a maximal cleansing of the lands, of the parasites. Did you hear me say that? Are we from Paris? Are we parasites? Is that why people are being corralled into cities, or is it for our own protection? And we go one day, shit, okay, we see why you didn't tell us, but my God, there's been an inundation that's taken away a half of the earth, and thankfully our masters. Let's not go in the wet just yet, if you don't mind. I'm going to carry you. Our masters have graciously pulled us into corrals called London and New York, Los Angeles and Beijing. But equally, it's about, you know, drawing the parasites to a certain area and then getting rid of that area. Now, I mean, I think I have a point that I should probably end this on, and that is that we live, it seems, in an electromagnetic system which is positively and negatively balanced, and that the negative balance brings about it, or people that are in the negative balance bring about a certain way, a certain state, a certain conditionality in which we live. The negative has been in the ascendant. And that's why we think we war with each other all the time. That's why we think we have to fight with each other. That's why we have to fight with each other. So Incy spider climbing up again, which might be the story of us. Might be us getting flooded out, washed out, and then climbing up again and trying all over again and doing it over again. So it's a recycle system, and I think, we can't obviously be fearful of death. We know that death is only death in this plane is a movement to another. But we want this world, don't we? We want this reality, and we want this love paradigm. I think we want this. You want to go that way? That way. Hey, how about I pop you down for a bit? My arm's getting a little tired. Yeah, Jim. Freedom fixed for ourselves. We don't know what we are, so what are we exploring? I mean, I'd love to be able to go and explore the rest of the world, man. Things we can discuss it, and no one is here. Earth, and yeah, I agree with that. That's true, hey, brother. Thanks again for your kindness yesterday. It's just little acts of kindness that kind of remind you, you're not really on your own, as much as it sometimes feels such a lonely path, and and I think I was thinking about this. Why the fuck am I struggling so? Why am I struggling to find why is the universe not creating that opportunity for me that means I don't have to stress about keeping a roof over my family's head? And I think I'm meant to fucking stress, or not meant to stress. I'm meant to feel this kind of pressure because it's meant to make me do something different. Anyway, I thank you too, and hope you're having a good day, evening, where you're at. I think you seem to exemplify that kind of mindset that I think is what we're looking for in the world. Is how do we do this together? We can't fucking take up arms against the system, because that's exactly what they trained us to do. Hate and war, not love and brotherhood and hugging and taking care of each other. Kumbaya, my lord. Anyway, I'm arriving at the children's park. I'm going to have to cut this. Love and respect to you guys and ladies. And someone said to me, I hope you find your happy thing soon. And I don't think that's true. Take care, guys. Take care.